I'm going to create a new document, File, New Text Document, and I'm going to make this a CSS document. So I'm going to file, save as, styles.css, and it's going to save it at the desktop, the same location I had at the other one. So I'm going to go ahead and create a folder on the desktop. I'm going to create a folder on the desktop, and I'm going to drop the styles and the index document inside of that folder. So I'm going to say this is my web page, and I'm going to drop in the index and styles into the web page folder. Now this is technically my root folder. It basically means all of the files that I'm going to be using for my web page are inside of this folder. So that's where the root document is on my local host for this this web, the web project that I'm working on. Okay, so I'm going to close it out and access them just from my folders. So I'm going to make sure and open with, which is right click. You just go to this and you right click, or if you don't have a right click button, you click on Control click on your keyboard, Control, and then open with Text Wrangler. There's your index page. Go back to the Finder and open the styles in Text Wrangler. Okay, so there's the style sheet. Now I want to make sure that I open the right documents. I'm closing that in Chrome, and I've got this document open on in Chrome for the web browser. So so in the index document, remember I had the paragraph tag in the internal style sheet. Now I'm going to put this same information inside my external style sheet. So I'm just going to copy this, and inside the style sheet I'm going to just hit paste and save. Go back to the index, and I'm going to just delete this style, the internal style sheet. Save, and go back to the style sheet and hit save, and make sure it's all saved. You should have a little thing here if it's not saved. So like if I was to change that, you can see that there's an open diamond. So if I hit save, then it's saved again, and refresh. Now you can see I've changed my paragraph tag back to the color red and font size is 24, but it reformatted itself, and it did not do it what I asked it to do. So I have to go back to the index tag, and I have to link the style sheet to this web page. So in the head section, I can do that. I need to add a tag, a link element, and this is going to be a empty tag. It's actually just a tag that we're going to use in the head section. So we're going to say link. One of the attributes is rel, one of the attributes is type, and one of the attributes is ref. And then make sure we close it, and we don't need the / because we're in the head section. The / is relevant to the empty tag inside the body section, but in the head section, remember we're using tags that are describing our web page itself. So in this case, we are going to link to our style sheet. So the relationship is, this is a style sheet. The type is, the way you'll write it is text / CSS. So it's supposed to be reading it as CSS. And then the ref is the location of the style sheet itself from wherever this index page is. So the tricky part of this is if you have different folders inside of your root folder as to where the style sheet is, you'll have to find that folder and reference the folder. In this case, when you have the web page you're using and you're referencing a style sheet, you need to make sure they're in the same level of the folder. If they're in different folders, like say there's a style folder or some other folder that you have, you need to make sure that you're for now you're just leaving them in the same level, because if they're in a different level folder, it's going to be, you're going to have to do a couple things in order to get to it, and we're not going to talk about that today. We're just talking about accessing files inside the same level of your root folder. So we're going to save that and we're going to hit refresh. And if you do that, you'll see the changes in your text again, because now it's referencing these styles in the external style sheet. So the cool thing about an external style sheet is that you can style multiple web pages from this one external style sheet, and all you have to do is link the style sheet to that page. So if you have an index page, a contact page, an about page, and all kinds of pages, whatever page you want to use, and you want to use the same formatting, the same design or layout or presentation that CSS creates, you simply go to the style sheet and make sure that the style sheets are the way that you want them to be referenced on each page. You go to the index document or whatever document you're using and make sure that this link tag is there with the appropriate attributes, the rel, the type, and the ref attribute, and they're all linked correctly. Okay, so there's your head section, title, link, and then you're linking to these styles. Remember, these are going to override. The external style sheet is the most distant to the actual elements that you're using in the web page. So if you're creating style sheets in the internal section of your web page, in the head section, or in the inline area of your elements, your tags, then you need to be wary or at least knowledgeable that you may be overriding some elements, some styles in the external style sheet. Okay, so